Emily Steckel, pharmacist, Reiki practitioner, and passion witch. And on the show, we chat with folks who are leaning into what makes them wonderfully weird and following their passion. And today, we are so excited to be joined by Katie Proulx, a real estate agent, actor, and just many other things that we're going to learn over the course of the next half hour. Welcome, Katie.
I am so excited to be here, Emily. Thank you.
So excited for you to be here.
We met like a couple weeks ago over the phone, and it was kismet. So I am just thrilled. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here. And thank you to Megan Pepper for making the intro.
Megan Pepper.
Megan Pepper.
Listen, if you guys don't know Megan Pepper, let's get on it. She
Absolutely.
connects people.
She does.
She's all about connection.
I know. Girl after my own heart.
I know. Yes.
So, Katie, your story was especially intriguing for me because you're doing something really cool in that. Well, before we get into that, I'm going to ask you my favorite question.
Okay.
And you don't have to have an answer. And you're allowed to change your mind. If you could be the best in the world at one thing, what would it be?
I think what Megan Pepper is the best at, and that is connection and a strength and a sounding board for women. That's what I would be the best at, and what I strive to be the best at every single day.
I love that. Okay. How do you feel that work plays out in your day-to-day life?
Oh gosh, in every single way. I mean, I stand for my friends, my sisters, you know. I try to bring inspiration to the students that I teach.
Wait, I didn't know that you were teaching students. Oh my gosh.
Yes. That was what my degree was in initially. It was in education.
Really?
In theater. And theater is what kind of got me through my high school years. Yeah. You know, it was one of those things. Arts education is so important. And so I like to try to bring that to students as well. And I work with fantastic kiddos that are just exploring the depths of their imagination and passion and performance. So, yeah.
Did you have someone when you were in high school, a teacher, a mentor, someone who really helped you find that in yourself?
I did. So my dance teacher, back in the day, wow, this was in the 1980s when I started ballet for the first time.
Yeah.
And my mom actually put me into ballet because I couldn't speak. Like I just was super shy.
Wow.
And she was like, you know what? Let's actually find a way through with movement. You know?
Brilliant, Mom.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Cheers to Mom. But
Yeah.
it was my first dance teacher, Mrs. Smith, and she's still going strong. She is still teaching. She's still doing her thing. So, yeah.
That's extraordinary. What was it about that relationship, you think, that really kind of invited you into your life in this way?
I think it was just she invited us all to find our strength, you know, in movement. And not to be perfect, and just kind of figure out and hone our skills, you know, in our own way, to discover in our own way, which was really special.
I feel like that's always such a gift from a teacher. And it's not as common as you'd think, right? To have a teacher who really doesn't have an agenda, who doesn't see, okay, this is what excellence looks like across the board, who can see a child, who can see a student, and hold space for that to look different, completely different from one kid to the next.
Yes, and failure is important.
Oh, yeah.
Failure is so important, and I feel like I learned that young. And I'm still learning it today. Let's go.
Girl, same. I fail constantly.
Oh, I know. But what a liberating thing. And to teach you to be vulnerable, too, that is so important.
Yeah, absolutely. So, okay, when we connected on the phone, you told me a little bit about your journey with acting, with performance. What was it that kind of launched you after high school, what was it that launched you into that world?
So I grew up in Goffstown, New Hampshire, and I just wanted to be part of New York City.
Yeah. That's such an interesting way to describe it, like you wanted to be part of the city.
I did.
Yes. Yeah, that's really interesting. We'll come back to that later.
I think I had, $500 in my pocket, and I got on a bus, and I was like, this is going to happen. This is going to happen for me, and I don't know where it's going to take me, but I know for sure that I'm going to be a part of this performing, thing that I had in my soul. So, so that's where it started. I just wanted to be a part of the stage.
Yeah. What were some of the moments from that time in your life that you carry with you, like, in your being?
I was super shy. And when I got to New York, it was like, wow, you can be whoever you want to be. You don't have to be stuck in this tiny bubble. You can blossom, and it's okay. So that was one of the things. I remember getting off the bus and being like, oh my gosh, everyone is here from all walks of life. And it's all accepted and cherished and loved. So that was one of the things for sure. And I think just being on a stage for the first time in the city and remembering back to when I was super young, being in a recital for the first time and seeing the lights hit me and being on stage with everybody. It was just like, wow, I'm living my dream. I am living my dream right now.
It's so interesting. You know, I've heard this from many performers where, like, you might describe yourself as shy, but there is this, it's not just a yearning, it's a stepping into your life on stage, right? Like, how do you reconcile those two things? Because it's something that I'm thinking about for my own life too, right? Like, I'm here doing this show. Like, I consider myself a person who doesn't necessarily enjoy the limelight, but I feel this, like, calling. How do you reconcile those two kind of parts of yourself?
The call, it's almost, it's like oxygen. You know what I mean? It has to happen. Yeah. It's just, it's passion on the highest level for myself. It's like, this is why we live. And whatever is going to take to get us there, that's why we do what we do, because it's like breathing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's to find the deeper meaning of life for ourselves. That's what passion means to me. So that's what I think those two things, you know, when they come together. Yeah, that's how I reconcile.
Yes, I love that answer. It's, it almost defies words, right? It is a feeling. Like, I love that, the idea that it's like oxygen. Yes. Yeah. Were there moments that you remember where you just felt that, oh, this is, I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be right now, right here?
Yes. Let me think back on a time when that was definitely the case. Recently, I think, as well.
Yeah.
I think it was, you know, when I started to teach again, when I went back to teaching, when I came back to New Hampshire after spending, you know, a while in New York City, I came back and I was like, you know what, I need to be with the students again. I need to feel that passion again. And I think giving them that, you know, showing them my passion so that they can find theirs, that's it. That's what
a great teacher does, right?
Yes. Yeah. I'm sure you've had plenty too.
I've had some great teachers. Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. I used to be a teacher myself, actually. And it's funny, I think back and I sort of mourn those years where I wasn't the kind of teacher that you described. I wasn't the kind of teacher that could see every single student in front of me and say, oh my God, you're extraordinary. Like, I mourn that a little bit. Yeah.
I feel the same. I feel like there's such this, you know, difference between, like, okay, everyone has a place in the performing arts, in ballet, you know, and ballet is very much like, okay, this is perfection. It personified, like, you have to be perfect, right? Yeah. But there's something that everyone can bring to it, and you can see it, and it's just like, this is what this means to elevate. Yeah. If that makes sense.
Absolutely. I also want to talk about your time. I don't if you don't want to share this.
No,
it's fine,
please.
But you had such a beautiful way of describing, you know, waking up in the city one day and being like, wait a minute, I need a retirement account.
Yes.
I very much feel that in my own life.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. Let's go into that. Let me set the stage for you there.
Okay.
So, I woke up in a cold sweat.
Yeah.
One morning, and you know, I've been an artist for many years, and I woke up. I think I was 40, and I was like, I don't have a retirement. I have no savings. I've been living my life to how I feel.
Yes.
And what I need to survive, like, artistically,
Yes.
but I'm not going to be able to survive when I retire. And so that's how that was the bridge towards
Yes.
real estate,
Yes.
you know?
And I think this is such a fascinating bridge.
Yeah.
Especially like hearing your first reason for wanting to move to New York. Like, you wanted to be part of a place.
Yes.
Right? You could have chosen so many different bridges from your
Yes.
creative performing life to, 9 to 5 or however you want to define it, work that gets you a solid paycheck and perhaps health benefits and, whatever.
Absolutely.
What was it that
Yes.
made you choose real estate?
I thought about sitting in an office with a fluorescent light on me and just sinking to like melting to the floor. Do you know what I mean? Like, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do the water cooler and the whole 9. So I thought to myself, what do I love? What makes me passionate about, this? And it's helping people.
Yeah.
It's helping people realize their home and their dreams through their primary space, and there's so much that goes into that. There's so much when you think about, okay, I'm going to be creative, I'm going to be passionate, but it's going to be where I feel comfortable, and I get to create that for myself. I get to create home for myself, and so that's what drives me, is helping people find their space, their primary space.
Yeah. It's interesting that you're sort of like in coming home,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that was the interesting thing too, because when I left Goffstown, I was like, this is it. I'm done. I'm never coming back to New Hampshire. That's it. But that's what you say when you're in your 20s, right?
Yeah.
And then when you get a little bit older, you start to realize, wow, where I came from wasn't so quote unquote awful, right? And I thought about how much I love nature, how much I love New Hampshire. I love the people here. I mean, my friends and I, we've stayed in contact, throughout, and how much I love that you can drive an hour and get to the beach, or you can drive and get to the mountains, and it's like, come on, there's everything here, even, 12 feet of snow. If you want it.
If you want it.
Okay, if you want it. I don't know if I want it, but...
Sometimes you can even get it in July.
Yeah,
I'm on Washington.
Exactly. There's something for everybody here, right?
Yeah.
And that's, that was a big thing for me, too.
Yeah.
And I love nature, and I love flowers, and I love gardens, and there's some times when I need to be reminded, okay, like, I need to go out to my garden. I need to just, like, sit there, and plants don't talk, and it's fantastic sometimes to just be in that environment, too,
Yeah. What defines home for you, right? I mean, it sounds like certainly proximity to the things that you love, and perhaps like having a garden that's a quiet refuge. Like, what is your definition of home? It's something I've been thinking a lot about for myself recently too.
I think it's comfort and it's safety, and it's feeling just like, at home with yourself. I know. I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, and that I think that sometimes that has to come first. They're probably bi-directional, right? Feeling at home in the world maybe informs how you feel at home in your own kind of being, and vice versa. But
it's safety and it's acceptance, right? And it's a feeling of like, okay, I can recharge here, because the world is hard.
It's really hard.
It's difficult, especially right now. And that feeling of like, okay, I'm going to go home and I can recharge. And I can be creative if I want to be creative, or I can be zen if I want to be zen, It's that feeling of like, okay, I feel safe.
Yeah. And so in going from this kind of, I imagine a very fast pace, very fluid life in the city, right, to a place where you feel home, where you feel safe, where you feel comfortable, where you have roots and family. How has your creativity shifted, or like what does your creative practice look like now?
That's
this.
really interesting. Excuse me. I'm trying to figure that out. I'm still trying to work that out.
Yeah.
I don't have everything figured out. And that's been the hardest part, I think, because I would love to marry the two. I would love to have that stage career, you know, and then also be a real estate agent, or, you know, maybe find something else that brings me passion and joy. Because, you know, as I got older, I felt like my love for theater started to kind of wane a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, when it's a pressure cooker, when it's like the thing that I don't know, your whole safety depends on.
And when it becomes your job, too, it's sort of just like, okay, this isn't as enjoyable as it once was.
Yeah.
So how can I marry all of these things? I feel like that's a question that I constantly ask myself, and I'm not sure if I have an answer.
And that's okay. It's at the forefront of my mind right now, right? I'm a pharmacist. Talk about fluorescent lights, right? Working in a hospital. And, you know, a couple of years ago, I started to have some serious cognitive dissonance about working in that field as a whole, you know, not just in that kind of physical location. Because I want to, like, do weird things and talk to people who are, like, passionate about what they do, right?
Yes.
Like, you know, so it's very much, I'm always asking, how do I marry the two? But I wanted to say, in looking at some of the content that you're creating on Instagram, like your knack for storytelling.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for saying that. How much, I mean, do you go on Instagram and you look at these realtors' posts and you're just like, how many units you've closed? Like, that means nothing to me. I am not, you know, driven by numbers.
Yeah.
I'm driven by stories.
Yes.
I want to get people to where they want to be.
Yeah.
Through a feeling and through, you know, their soul. That's what I want. So thank you for saying that. I'm super passionate about that.
Yeah. I can
like
tell.
I was like, it just got really intense.
Because I'm a former English teacher. Like, you know, stories for me are like oxygen.
Yes.
Right? Curiosity, stories, connection. And I think we all have a different way of telling stories, right? Whether it's our own story or, you know, a home's story,
Yes.
a city's story, right? We all have kind of different ways of going about it. It's like we all have a unique flavor.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
That we bring to it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. I did you teach Shakespeare?
I taught The Taming of the Shrew.
You did?
I did. Yeah. I loved it.
That was honestly the biggest thing for me with Shakespeare was like, okay, like, this is incredible. Like, we could get into this. Like, this goes back, and this has, like, so much passion and joy and fun. Yeah.
It was so fun, like, watching freshmen stand up in front of the room.
Yeah.
You know, like, they're kind of sort of understanding the story, right? We're doing our best. But, like, those moments of, like, I get this. Like, I've had an experience like this.
Yes. A story that was written, like, what? Like,
hundreds of years ago.
Is still relatable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's been your most memorable, I don't know if I want to say favorite, but your most memorable performing experience with Shakespeare?
Oh my gosh. There was, I ended up doing a show called The Comedy of Errors, which is Shakespeare's first play. It's his shortest play as well. And we didn't have enough in the cast. It was a very small group, a touring group, so we didn't have enough cast. So we had puppets that we used as well. So it was us, and then it was the puppet. And we
That's brilliant.
I think it was like a
creative
cast
solution.
of 5, and we were and so we had to kind of go into this, like, learning how to, you know, it was like very Sesame Street, sort of like Jim Henson kind of thing. Yeah. And it brought me back to that time, because I remember in 2nd grade, I loved Jim Henson so much, and I was like, that's it. That's what I'm doing. Case closed.
I should put you in contact. My second guest on this show is a puppeteer.
Oh my, yeah.
He's amazing.
Because I remember thinking, that's it. This is my job for the rest of my life. I'm going to be a puppeteer. I'm going to be like, you know, on Sesame Street.
That's funny. I'll ask you one of the questions that I asked him. So so for him, like, it's almost like when he puts on the puppet, it's sort of like, it's a sort of a channel of this whole other persona comes through. I mean, it's a facet of who he is, but it's separate too. What is it like for you as an actor, right? Where it's your whole self, not just your arm, to step into a character.
I think that especially with that experience of having that physical being on your arm, right? There's a sense of empathy that you carry for that character. And I feel that way about all of my characters. I feel like you need to.
Yeah.
You know, even if you're playing, you know, an evil character or something, there's a reason for that, right? And you need to find the empathy in that character. You need to understand. So that's where I start. You know, it's like, okay, how can I draw parallels from myself into that character? How are we different?
Yeah.
But you have to always go from what you know. So that's how I start with building a character. Just reading the script and being like, okay, I can definitely relate to that.
Yeah.
Even if this person has been pushed to the brink and they've done something so completely horrible that I can't relate to, I can relate to what maybe got them there, you know? So.
Yeah, for sure. Do you ever have that experience with the homes that you're in? Like, do you ever feel like they're a character themselves?
I have had experiences where I definitely enter a space and I feel energy. You know, I think we all do. I think we can enter a room and experience energy, and you know immediately if it's for somebody or not. Yes.
I once walked into a home. My friend was looking to purchase a house, and we walked into this house together. And it had been hand built by the husband who had passed. Husband and wife had both died, and they left the home to their children, and they were trying to sell the home. And he had built it by hand, and like her flowers were still growing in the garden. And you walked inside, and every shelf was like lovingly crafted, and she was an artist. Her artwork she'd painted on the walls, like it was just, I was overcome. Like I just started crying. It was so beautiful. It was such, like, the home itself was a piece of art. It was from their collective souls.
Right.
Like it was extraordinary.
It's love.
It's love.
And it transcends that. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you can feel it.
You can totally feel it.
I know. It's incredible.
Yeah. What are some of the ways that you've seen people? I'm sure you see a lot of homes, right?
I do.
Yeah.
Yes.
What are the ways that you kind of notice that love in the homes that you're?
Very much how you've said, you know, it's like a cabinet lovingly crafted by a husband. Or recently, I think on my Instagram post, you saw that there were these pictures or these paintings that were left behind. They were postcards, and they were incredible because they connected the seller themselves to the buyer, and the buyer just completely related to that moment. So there was a through line there, and there's been creepy stuff too, right?
Yeah,
like you go down into the basement,
interesting.
And you're like, wow, there's like this random 1920s tricycle in the middle of the Fieldstone basement.
What is the story there?
What's the story? We have no idea, but we can create it. You
Definitely.
know? Like maybe we need to start like a skit kind of a situation or something, like a Saturday Night Live.
Right.
Like,
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, a little skit for that. Yep.
Yeah. I know we do. We leave energetic imprints behind. Right?
For sure.
And like not just in our homes, right? But like in the world. You know? It's interesting to think about, like, what do you want your footprint to be?
Ooh, that's very interesting. I mean, if I can support somebody, if I can be a support system for somebody, then my job will have been enough. You know? I think it just comes down to humanity and kindness and understanding for people. If I can do that, and if I can start here, then that's all I need to really worry about.
Yeah. I love that. Are there things that you've done that are just, I don't know, moments or practices? I think we all have things that we do to practice that kindness, to practice that like self-acceptance, which is sometimes the hardest thing to do, but
Yes.
ripples out and allows us to be that for others.
I think it's, it's harder now that I'm 45, and I feel like it's really difficult to accept yourself as a female, especially when you get older, especially going through like perimenopause and everything. So I really try to journal.
Oh, girl, yes.
That's my biggest thing right now.
Me too.
And it's just it's taking it out of here, putting it on the page, even if it doesn't make any sense, and then the act of shutting the journal. I try to do that every night before I go to bed.
Yeah.
And I'll write something down at the end, like, something about my grandparents who are no longer with me, that I know are like watching over me, or my cat of 16 years that passed away that I felt like a real soul connection to.
Yeah.
I'll write her name down and these things before I go to bed so that when I shut my eyes, I'm just like clear.
Yeah.
And that's how I try to go about acceptance for myself first.
Yeah. I love that. Writing, I think, is one of the most empowering things that a woman can do.
I agree. Even if it doesn't have to be good.
No.
We think, right? We think, oh, we're putting it on the page. It has to be amazing. No. Just feeling.
Just let it be.
Just let it be. That's another big lesson. Just let it be.
Just let it be. That's an awesome way to end. Katie, how can someone find you if they would like to work with you?
Oh my gosh. We'll put it in the description box, right?
Yeah. But if someone wanted to just hear it.
If somebody, oh God, I don't even know my Instagram.
That's okay. We'll put it in
we
the
gotta-
description. Sorry to put you on the spot.
I was like, I don't even know.
That's okay. We'll throw it in the box.
Yeah, throw it in the box.
Katie Proulx, it's been such a pleasure to chat with you.
Thank you so much, Emily. This has been amazing.
Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you next time on the Fashion Witch Project.